Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, August 9th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will have a time for change call this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on this line. Our attachments are like life preservers, which the ego believes will save it from drowning. It's up to us to choose to let go of these illusionary saviors. This is the only way to experience true liberation. Once we totally surrender to what is, we realize that we are the ocean and therefore can never, ever drown. So just give up, let the ocean of life take you. That takes a lot of trust in oneself, in the universe, and faith. And it's up to us to, decide to just let it go, let go attachments, expectations, because that's where we all suffer. And I'm not saying it's easy to let go or give it up and let the ocean of life take you. But you realize that it really is the only direction. It really is. If we want to free ourselves from this incessant material, physical, external world and move into higher frequencies, create a new world, which we're doing. Look within and be still, free from fear and attachment. Know the sweet joy of living in the way, Buddha. Look within, be still, free from fear and attachment. Know the sweet joy of living in the way. Every experience in our lives have the potential to become a spiritual experience. Even the most ordinary, boring human experiences can shift into these vast, deep, expansive, and personally enlightening connections with the divine. The secret here is learning how to get out of the way and allow divinity to move through you. A lot of us block it. The moment we realize how fun it is to take our hands off the steering wheel and step out of the way, we start to become free. We allow our overly controlling egoic selves to surrender to something greater and sweeter. Our relaxed, trusting, spacious connection with divinity. The moment this deeper letting go happens, the spiritual experience shifts into gear. Whatever problems we thought we had will instantly fade away. And we will see everything in a new light. The very moment we decide to just let go and merge with a benevolent force bigger than us, the magic starts to happen through us. Be aware that it can be scary for our egos to let go of control, yet also quite addictive because it feels so freeing and healing and good. Now, you may find that the craziest and most ironic truth about the spiritual path is that we already are all infinite spiritual beings who cannot die. We just forgot this. This is a truth. We forgot it. So we just forget it every day. We forget because we're only focusing our mind's attention on the things of this 3D world that are not infinite, vast, or eternal. The more we dwell on what's finite, the more we lose touch with what's infinite. And the perpetual forgetting of our true infinite nature is a state of common ignorance the majority of the world is currently in. The perpetual forgetting of our true infinite nature is a state of common ignorance the majority of the world is currently in. Everyone has forgotten this truth and continues to forget their true spiritual nature every day. So we think it's normal to be ignorant of our spiritual nature. We may even feel embarrassed if someone approaches us to ask if we remember our spiritual nature. We forget again and again, even a few times after we remember it. Spiritual amnesia is not accidental. It's an essential part of the divine plan. We need to be asleep in order to suddenly know that we've been awakened. And the more we can become aware of our spiritual amnesia, the more we can liberate ourselves from it. And the good news is that we can retrain our brains to remember this great truth by practicing the path of surrender. Surrender means surrendering your entire ego, the identity of beliefs which you've formed all around the real you, and letting go of attachment to it completely. There is nothing more frightening and exciting than deleting all the beliefs, ideas, assumptions, and pains that we have built up around ourselves. We are forced to step purely into the unknown. And in this space, we must surrender, we must choose to surrender to a higher spiritual source inside of us. It feels like a death, rebirth, and rejuvenation all at the same time. And this perpetual letting go of attachment to our self-imposed identity, the ego, is what creates a spiritual experience out of every ordinary experience. When the ego realizes that it is no longer in charge, it loses power over our perspective, and we see that everyone and everything in the universe is supported by the divine. We stop seeing the limited ego in others as we stop giving energy to the ego within ourselves. To cling to life is to cling to the five senses, to normal consciousness, and thereby shunning the superconsciousness within which the Atman is known. Patanjali Sutra. But to cling to life is to cling to the five senses, to normal consciousness, and thereby shunning the superconsciousness within, which is the Atman, is known. The greatest source of bliss, awareness, and love instantly shows up the moment we drop into our hearts and let our egos stop running the show. When we retrain our brains to the possibility that an all-intelligent, deeply eternal, loving source of consciousness is behind every experience, the divine intelligence will present itself to us more often and more fully. With 100% trust, divinity suddenly becomes so obvious, so completely smack in your face, that you won't be able to deny its reality. The more frequent we give our lives over to divinity, the more it melts away all these old primitive ideas of us and liberates the entangled, limiting beliefs that we've created around ourselves. The only thing stopping us from having a spiritual experience, even while we are in this meditation, is our ideas of how we are separate. The mind has a deep subconscious grip on what it believes is the reality and will do everything to not let it go. Yet by bringing more awareness to this grip, seeing that it is clinging out of pure fear of the unknown, we can slowly step through it. So please try to slow down and listen very carefully on what I'm about to say. And notice what happens inside your consciousness as you bring more awareness to your everyday experience. I am the source of the divine. I am the source of the divine. I am the source of the divine. Let this truth sink in Don't try to believe it, yet let your body feel into it fully. This direct experience of our sacred spiritual essences are the only way the ego will ever give up and surrender. It has to see that it is redundant and unnecessary for it to let go. No matter how much we struggle with integrating this truth, remember that every experience is the right experience. Every experience is a necessary step on our soul's journey into awakening. Every experience is completely perfect, which makes our entire lives perfect, exactly as they are. Healing is awakening to the perfection that already is ours. Baird T. Spalding. How will I know when I am having a spiritual experience? This is something to think about. Stop and feel into this question deeper. Well, the first thing to know is that we will feel a very expansive energy that's deeply healing and freeing from the inside. This expanded energy awareness will then follow us everywhere we go. There's also a sensation of magic that fills the air, and we feel that anything is possible. The mind realizes that it no longer needs to be in control of anything, and we can actually enjoy every moment of our lives. The shift into the living awareness that we are all spiritual beings will also bring up all sorts of emotional issues inside of us. We may even feel that our entire life was one enormous lie. We may feel like we're going crazy and we need to give up our job, friends, home, family, and more, somewhere completely different to be alone. Remember, all feelings of going crazy are caused by our egos trying to regain control. This is all part of the awakening process. If we let go into 100% trusting life, it will be obvious that it was our ego making us think things were not right. If we ever happen to fall into this crazy, out-of-control category, I recommend that we lay down and breathe deeply for 10 to 15 minutes before we take any outrageous actions. Breathing helps to liberate the ego from its command post and helps us discover the truth of who we are. The truth will set us free. Yet first, it will annihilate our egos. We don't need to live in a cave to find our true spiritual nature, yet investing more time each day for silence, meditation, being alone definitely helps. The golden key, however, is in our devotion to being free. Free from all the mighty ego, the almighty ego that wants, and doesn't know how to relax and be at peace with what it is. The greatest spiritual shift often happens after we've invested enough time and energy into this new spiritual foundation. We will find the scales will tip on their own. Not when the ego thinks things should change, yet when the ego has fully given up control and is allowing our spiritual nature to run the show. Everything changes the moment we become rooted in our natural connection with divinity. We become receptive to the entire spiritual existence and are happily bathing in its divine presence every day without desire for more. When we are open to the possibility that everything in this universe is perfect and divinely orchestrated, it's easier to embrace it exactly as it is right now. When we can see the bigger picture, there's no more resistance, complaining, or efforting to get something better. We can find peace in any situation because we know that life is eternal, and no matter what happens, we know that this too shall pass. To fire up our spiritual engines today, start each day by offering an honest and authentic thank you to yourself and the universe. Give gratitude for what is here now, what was, and whatever will come to be. Trust in this higher guidance. Let your higher power show you the way. The more you are grateful for life, the more life is grateful for you. The more you are grateful for life, the more life is grateful for you. Feel the feeling that you are loved and deeply cherished by this universe. You are not an accident. The universe needs you, needs every one of us. Without us, the puzzle is missing an essential piece and is not complete. Open up to this experience of perfection. We are perfect just the way we are. By giving gratitude to existence for giving us life, by giving gratitude to existence for giving us life, this expansive, blissful feeling that we are all seeking is available in each moment. If we are open and can trust 100%, it will come pouring into our being. Be a light unto yourself, Buddha. We can relax about our lives. Simply choose to let the love in your heart shine in all situations. Notice where the love in your heart is coming from. You'll feel better just by opening up your attention in this direction daily. This focus will till the soil to give roots for the spiritual experience waiting to blossom in each of our beings. If we ever look inside and only see worry, stress, and fear instead of love, take a deep breath and relax. Notice where this worrying energy is physically showing up in the body. Take a hold of that tension. Use it to drive you deeper inside. Follow it to the worst contracted source of pain that lives in you. Breathe it into the pain. And breathe into the pain. Breathe deep into the pain and welcome it into the love that is inside your heart. Repeat this breathing process until you feel the tension subside. This exercise may make you squirm a little bit, yet give it 15 to 20 minutes before you give up. It will force you to meet your demons and feel into your hearts deeper than you ever have in your entire life. The heart is the source of our spiritual essence. It's the doorway to the very core of our eternal nature, where our spirit abides and the greatest life experiences are found. Give yourself permission to feel safe, to venture inwards. Focus on your heart religiously, and a lightness will begin to pour into you. This will soon give birth to living in a perpetual daily spiritual experience of life. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. The Dalai Lama. A wonderful thing happens when we make the absolute resolution and full decision to step into a more spiritual way of experiencing our lives. It's as if a brilliant light starts shining into our future and guides us forward through each day. By devoting ourselves every day to our spiritual path, we can always see the bigger picture, even when things are hectic, and even when we feel out of sorts. There's a deeper undercurrent of love, awareness and peacefulness that continues to spring up into our being all throughout our day. If we know we will be sidetracked by distractions or forget to see life as an amazing spiritual adventure, focus on the breath. Go into the heart with ease, no hurry, no frustration. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Relax the body, head to toe, inside and out. But you remember, we are not the body. We never have been, never will be, ever beyond, and forever. We are the God within the body. So the body has a tendency, we've got the ego mind with the body. We've got the subconscious mind. And actually the heart mind, which connects to us, the God that we are. So all the tension, all the stress, all the fear, all the anxiety, all the worry, all the envy, all the greed, all the hatred, all the anger, we let it go. Surrender it. Does it serve you the greatest good? Does it? Ask yourself, does it serve you the greatest good? Well, I don't see myself how anger and hatred serves the greatest good, or fear, worry, and stress serves the greatest good, or anxiety or envy serves the greatest good. The answer to myself is no, it doesn't. Therefore, I don't need it. I don't care to have it. So I release it. I surrender it. And the best way to visualize that is, as many people have shared, is you're in a boat, right? You've got two choices. You're on the banks of a river. The river's really strong current. You got white water and everything. And you got two boats. One has oars, okay, but it's pointed upstream against the current. The other one doesn't have any oars. It's pointed downstream with the current. So you have a choice. If you take the one with the oars, and you've seen people in the whitewater rafting and fighting the current, and grimacing, red faces, and soaked, saturated, and tired, and that's the current material, physical world that we are leaving as far as the lower dark matter frequencies. And the other one is faith and trust in yourself, in the universe, and the God within you. You get in that boat, you shove it off, point it downstream, kick back, lay back, and just let it all go. And wherever the water takes you, wherever that current takes you, it takes you. No big deal. Because you have faith and trust in the universe and the God that you are. That everything is perfect. And it always has been. Exactly the way it is. I choose the boat without the oars down the river. Not the one going up against the stream. And you'd be amazed what'll happen. Because all those tensions, stresses, and fears and anxieties that we all carry, because none of us are exempt from them while we're in these bodies, that's how we learn. We just let them go. Body becomes light. Light as a feather. And you'll know that when you feel it. You'll feel it in your heart mind. It's a euphoric feeling. Easy feeling. And when this happens, you're in the now. Because see, what happens is that you leave the ego, the mind, the subconscious mind alone. You're not engaged with them. You watch them now, see. As the God that you are, you're watching the body. You're watching the ego mind, the subconscious mind. And you're not judging, but you're learning, say, so that you become the rightful master over the ego mind. And then you free yourself, because eventually the ego mind is going to say, we aren't needed. So in the now, moment to moment, it really doesn't matter what we're thinking moment to moment. It's just being in that moment. And the biggest thing that helps you do that is your breath, because the breath is the now. It can't be yesterday. It can't be tomorrow. It can only be the now. It's just a perfect guidance for us to know that we're in the now. You know, we all have memories, and we store those in our subconscious mind. It's like a library. It's our own personal library. And then we go in there on occasion, and something triggers us to go into a past experience where it was fun, enjoyable, and it was great, and we savor it and remember it. Those memories are wonderful, and we savor them. And then some of them, they're not too good, but we usually will visit those to remind us, okay, so I'm not going to do that now that I did then, because I know the outcome of that then, so I'll do this now. But we don't stay there. We move forward. We're always moving forward, okay? Always on the middle path, the center path, moving forward. We don't look over our shoulders. We keep moving forward. We keep progressing. Now, some of us will go in the past, and they'll stay there way too long. I don't know if it could be unconsciously so, as they feel that their now, which they don't understand what the now is not pleasant, so they live in the past. And when they in the past, when you go in the past, it's like an elephant graveyard. It's dank. It's all old and dead things. But some people will, and they'll take that past, they'll drag it into a future that doesn't exist. They will create that future from that past, and they will relive that past and that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Why is that? It's because you live in the past. Now, some of us will go into a future that doesn't exist because we create the future in the now. So we wander off, and we wonder when and what if and how come not and why not and, when and specifically and how and where. This is what we do. And that's suffering. So the now is all we have. Everything is in the now. Now, a lot of people will say, well, how in the heck do you stay in the now? Well, we all are not exempt from it either. We have tens of millions of programmed thoughts that aren't ours that float by in the sky, just like clouds in the sky, all the time, 24/7. Now, sometimes we'll grab those thoughts and we'll wander off. We could be focused on the now, right in the moment, whatever we're doing, and then all of a sudden we're off here, or we're off there. These thoughts are just strange thoughts usually. But we're so used to it, we just lull into it, and that's it. We just do it, walk off. And then we go in this direction and that direction. So that the key is to be gentle, kind, generous, humble, and in the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude with ourselves, 24/7. So whenever we're aware
that consciously aware that we start moving out of the now. All we do is focus on our breath. Every time we focus on our breath, we're in the now. 3,000% of the time. Now, we know that these bodies, heart mind, ego mind, subconscious mind, God, pure consciousness, are all one. Now, we also know that the soul enters the body, the soul is the heaven, enters the body, the earth. So we're heaven on earth. Now, those of us who are conscious, parts of us that are consciously aware, also know that every step we take, we're creating paradise. That's a good feeling. Feeling that, knowing that. And on top of it, we're shining our light 360 degrees, 24/7. And our light emanates from the God Force Love Light energy deep within each and every one of us. And so we're flooding all life, highest supreme value in the universe. All of our brothers and sisters, awake or asleep, everything. With the highest of the highest high and the deepest of the deepest deepest and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. Now, a lot of us most likely will learn in this lifetime that we are the light. So that when we choose to leave these bodies, we will not follow the lights. We will know emphatically that we are the light. So you look at this planet and you'll see it. You have 8 billion gods, and the day comes where they're all consciously aware, and it's a God planet paradise. And it glows. And it glows so bright that there's nothing in the universe that can come close to how bright it is. Now, we look at our bodies, and we see inside our bodies that we have these wheels of light. Start from the tailbone to the top of the head. What the heck are they? I don't see them. Are they really there? Or is it just made up? No, they're really there. And you can see them once you understand you're not the body. These are energy vortexes, and they allow us, the gods in these bodies, to flow effortlessly throughout the body and every nook and cranny of the body. All the organs, all the biologics, and all the emotions, and all the illusions. Now, of course, we have where we look at the red wheel of light stuck on the tailbone there as the root chakra. And this is our survival, our food, money, housing, clothes, water. That's our survival. That's the root chakra. Now, our survival can be blocked by fear. So we have that when you're doing what you can to survive, that fear comes sneaking in, and then you become fearful. It's the bottom line. It's like if we took a bunch of us and put us out in the wilderness, we would rely on each other for all of us to survive. But anybody that would panic would most likely have to leave the body.
Then we move to the orange wheel of light. This is our pleasure, our sexuality, our enjoyment, fun, happiness, bliss. And again, that's blocked by guilt. Can you imagine feeling guilty? I mean, feeling guilty for enjoying yourself, for enjoying your life. And we've all had those times where everything just fell into place. Everything is wonderful. And the euphoria we felt in our minds and heart was just astronomical. And we didn't care to leave it. We really weren't thinking about it. We were just enjoying it. And then that ego comes in and says, hey, you know that you can't have this all the time. You know that it's going to dissipate. It's going to go away. And so eventually, it convinces you to say, yeah, you're right, I know. And that's it goes away. And it's funny because that's our natural state of being, to be in bliss and joy, to enjoy our lives here. Then we move to the yellow wheel of light. Willpower. Stick-to-itiveness. Blocked by shame. You understand, these are all illusions. These are thoughts that we bring in and we create them and we move them into reality. Then we move to the green wheel of light. Emerald green wheel of light. The heart chakra. This is our ability to love. And then, of course, our love is blocked by grief. The only reason that happens is because we don't know who and what we are. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, throat chakra. This deals with our truth, and it is blocked by our lives. And then to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra. This deals with our insight. And it is blocked by illusion. And then we move to the violet wheel of light, crown chakra. This is our direct connection to the divine. Who's the divine? You are. You're the divine. And it's interesting, that's blocked by ego attachment. Makes sense, doesn't it? So our ability to connect with the gods that we are is blocked by ego attachment. Now, we bring ourselves, along with our divine positive energy, our breath, all the way top of our heads, of the heads of the body, and we can sit there and basically do anything we choose. Now, we are love, we are one, and we are God. And then we immediately transform to pure, omnipotently powerful energy, and then we just soak the pineal gland. We release our essence, our existence over the pineal gland. Pineal gland is very important for us while we're in these bodies because a fully happy, healthy, vibrant, high vibrational frequency pineal gland connects us to all the particles of existence. There's the quarks, all of the particles of existence, everything. Now you can see your pineal gland and your heart, mind, motion picture, which you created. You're the founder, you're the choreographer, you're the actor, the director, the producer, everything. Now I see it as a green bowl, rosebud. When I pour the God that I am over it, it immediately transforms into this massive rose, fully bloomed, with multicolored petals, sending off these shimmering waves of energy that just absorb into me. And I'm filled, and it's a warm feeling in the heart, and I'm filled with this immense, high, deep, eternal peace. And then a just absolute, deep, eternal love and absolute, deep, eternal gratitude. And it's a total bliss. It's nirvana. And then I discover that the rose is the God that I am within this body, and I am the rose. And so it's a reflection of who and what I really am. Pure consciousness God. Now, all of us are, or we wouldn't be in this meditation, we are consciously aware to a certain extent. Obviously, there are parts of us that are totally asleep. They never leave us. They're just asleep. So they don't hear us. They're with us, but they don't hear us. They don't participate in meditation, but they're still with us because they're part of us. So therefore, we call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Yet, even the ones on this planet, yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, will be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And they come in the Gogaplexes. One Gogaplex fills this entire universe without even a square inch of sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of Gogaplexes from trillions of universes. Now, the ones on this planet, that we're, some of them we're kind of familiar with them, but the rest, because of our eyes with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more, in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, which we have not seen. And consciously, they are with us now, and the Gogaplexes. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the celestials, all the galactics, yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every single day. And trillions throughout the universes every single day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Apion. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed cycle. And in the trillions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And they, in the billions, are with us now consciously. Call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body
in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, on those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, the archetypes, all of the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, El Morya, Abundantia, Christ, Hell, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Both of them, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. We pass them. We meet with them. We don't know it immediately. It's usually after. And then that's followed by a blissful feeling. But they all have the same message. It's just delivered in so many different ways. And it boils down to, isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And that's bliss. And tens of thousands can surround any one of us at any one time because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. Now, they said to masters that they have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, and hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form to master physical form. So we create our experiences to experience and perfect our creations. And we're all one. And arm in arm, hand in hand, we are gathered in this meditation. In full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we are all one. And we are all God. And we are all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We form a circle of light immediately around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns even to come close to its brilliance. And this brilliance is what we're all made of. The highest of the highest high, of the deepest deepest, of the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And this is flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. Non-ending, 24/7. All of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, see it and feel it. Your heart, mind's motion picture in your heart, mind. Absolutely astronomical, phenomenal, wonderful. We begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. We notice that it's flashing endlessly at faster than the speed of light, everywhere, flashing multicolors off and on, through us, around us, everything. And all of us gathered, consciously aware in this meditation. And so we look at the point of reflection, and we see these microscopic, perfectly as mirrors, and we enter them. And then we see that all of us are learning from each other, teaching each other. We're either students and teachers or teachers and students, or both. And as all one, we're all experiencing each other and learning from each other. It's absolutely phenomenal. No matter who walks into your life, you're either going to learn, you're either learning from them or teaching them. And they're either teaching you or learning from you. Absolutely. We continue to ascend, and we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind ourselves that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind ourselves of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. And we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we're imbued with a white fire armor. This armor is way off the charts compared to tank armor, body armor, period. And it emanates from the God Force love light energy within each and every one of us. It's impenetrable. We are protected 24/7. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Really, nothing can harm us, period. And they know that because of our vibrational frequencies are high. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, whether subconsciously or consciously, through hatred, greed, fear, envy, anxiety, hurriedness, stress, worry, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough, just enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flowing in. Then you'll have demon possession. Then you'll be open and vulnerable to all sorts of attacks. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with two columns of light that we created to remind ourselves. The first one is the purple transmuting flame. We immediately bring that in. We transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, and we send them to pure consciousness where they're absorbed, and they're vaporized, and they're no more ever again. We then have the violet ray right behind that. This is a column of light that we created to remind ourselves that we can bring in the violet ray, we can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies of the deepest, purest eternal love, the deepest, purest eternal gratitude, and the deepest and purest eternal peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we've all created to remind ourselves that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees, the forests. We are the mountains, the soils, the clouds, the sky. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a rainbow, a sunset, or a sunrise, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the magnificence. You're the divine perfection. It's you. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It's all of us. feel it. We continue to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we're met with this massive crystal light tower, which we created. It's larger than the solar system. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white ball of light. It's surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light. And they're all sending out this kind of a misty energy, sparkling. And it just absorbs into us. And the golden white ball of light is the highest of deepest, purest eternal love. And then we have the highest of the deepest, purest eternal gratitude. And purest, deepest eternal peace. And well-being. And great wealth. And great abundance. And great prosperity. Gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence. It is unending. And we discover that it is the reflection of the gods within each and every single one of us. At the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, as it's doing right now. All of us are in this golden ocean. This is the purest of the highest, deepest eternal love. And we're all literally submerged in it. And it's flooding all of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep. This whole planet, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe is. You feel that vibrational shift. It's inevitable. And it's continual. Now, all of us are drops of this golden ocean. And we hold the essence of this golden ocean. Drops of the ocean, the golden ocean. The golden ocean is drops. And the only illusion is separation. Now, some of us step outside our physical form as we continue to ascend and hover effortlessly above the body. The reason we do this is because we can. And we see our meditative sphere at center circle. We all created this sphere over 3.5 years ago. It holds over 1,500 of our meditations in perpetual motion with a collective conscious awareness of over 1 billion of us on and off world. This is all flooding us. It's all reflections of the gods that we are. It's the reminders are endless, so that we eventually embrace the understanding that we are not the body, we are not the name, the character, or the personality. We are not that life. We are the God within the body. And through this body, we experience physical world, which hopefully, faithfully, will bring us to the understanding that when we choose to leave these bodies, we are the light. And we will no longer follow the light. We are the light. We always have been, we always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify. And this is why it continues to expand. Surrendering without attachments, understanding, surrendering, giving it up, period, letting it all flow without interrupting it, disrupting it. In that boat, going downstream, no oars, and we are perfectly blissful in that moment to moment. Because we know the universe is perfect. It always has our back. It always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And we have the faith in the gods within these bodies, along with the universe, our best friends, that we are absolutely perfect exactly the way we are in this now. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out.
Take an easy breath in through the mouth, through the nose. Easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Healing is awakening to the perfection that already is ours. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here tomorrow, August 10th, 2021, Tuesday, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. And just a little note for everybody, our website is up and running, full access to everything on it, including Friday night's call that we had with the two guests, Dr. Rust and Patty McKee.